and they would see him get like, bludgeoned with his fists. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just going in on somebody, but then they wouldn't just stand by and watch like, oh my god, no. Like they would fight back. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really really liked. Like I was in the movie theater, like. Like let's go, let's go, man. Like kill that monkey, man. Like how are you gonna let this monkey take advantage of you, and it's like a 3-on-1, 2-on-1. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really, really liked at it. That they made it realistic to the point where, if that was me in that situation. What is up, guys? It's AG here, back at it again with another movie review. So this Tuesday's movie is going to be. Damn, I forgot. Oh my God, it's Wednesday. Oh no. I'm sorry, I just realized that today is Wednesday and I did not upload on Tuesday, so that means I need another upload for Thursday. I do apologize. I tried to stick on a very strict schedule. I did upload on TikTok, so I do try to upload at least Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'll probably upload the short that I recorded on TikTok and post it as a short on YouTube. Alright, so getting back into it. So this movie is going to be Primate, and the overview of the plot is going to be a monkey who is a family friend. The family all knows sign language, and I think it's like ASL because the father is deaf and he studies monkeys. I think he's like a veterinarian. I think the mother was more into it than the father, so the father is making the money doing conventions and all that stuff. So that's why, as you can see, they are in a very nice house and everything like that. That is not really critical to the plot. The fact that they are in Hawaii is critical to the plot, and we will get into that in just a moment. So usually we would talk about the characters in these reviews. However, there's not really like character arcs. Obviously, it is just like a horror movie, so it's not going to be like, well, I wouldn't say well written because the writing is great. That's something I really wanted to talk about is the writing. The writing is great. It's basically airtight. I feel like that's what warrants the higher rating on this one than some of the other movies I've honestly seen. However, like going back to the characters, not really much to write home about. The main like character development would be for the father. So he is away at a convention. He's very focused into his work, to put it nicely, and the kids are at home struggling. So that is where the plot goes. How it moves forward, basically the call to action, which is what I like to mention in most of my reviews, and that would be like the call to action or something that lets the plot move forward would be the absence of the father. But going into this review, you can't really treat it as like a like Martin Scorsese film where written as everything. Obviously, it's just a horror movie, and a few things I did want to talk about were how surprising it was on how well written it was. Something I thought about while I was watching the movie is it reminded me of Smile. That one movie back from like 4 years ago, I believe, where they had like all this like cheesy or like somewhat corny like advertising where they'd have people with the t-shirt and they would just have them smiling at the camera in real life for advertising. Now that was genius. That was honestly genius, and people really thought it was going to be some like like good movie, like poorly written Blumhouse production, as you see some of the days what Blumhouse puts out. But they've honestly gotten a lot better and consistent. But this movie would be a similar case in that way, where the writing was great. You want to put yourself in the position of the characters and really feel what they feel and what you think would happen in that situation. So we are just going to bypass the non-spoilers. This is just like my thoughts on the movie and a low-key review on it. But there was the fighting scenes where the monkey was obviously overpowering everybody, and there was just such like great like intuition in it. And they would see him get like bludgeoned with his fists. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just going in on somebody. But then they wouldn't just stand by and watch like, oh my God, no. Like they would fight back. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really, really liked. Like I was in the movie theater, like like let's go, let's go, man. Like kill that monkey, man. Like how are you gonna let this monkey take advantage of you? And it's like a 3-on-1, 2-on-1. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really, really liked at it. That they made it realistic to the point where like I if that was me in that situation, and I see my man's like just getting beat up by a monkey, like I'm like immediately like kicking it over, and then like I hope like this right I hope that when if it comes on me, like the monkey gets on top of me, starts beating my chest in, that they would help me out because I helped them out. There's a special exception to this is when they were in the pool and they were kind of safe in the pool somewhat, and then the girl in the trailer, she has a chance to get away and call the police, and I thought that she would actually make it, but she did not make it. She did not make it. And how it's just like, that's realistic. You're the only chance. The whole thing they've been trying to do to that point was get a phone to call for help, and she was the best chance at that happening at that point. So that's completely understandable that she left and ran. And one thing I wanted to mention that just popped in my mind is everybody dies. Not everybody dies, but you think, oh, this guy might make it, that guy might make it. No, he dies. And everybody's pretty much dead. And one thing I wanted to touch on as well was this movie is somewhat gory. So I am more of a like Michael Myers Scream franchise, Five Nights at Freddy's kind of guy. Like that's my thing, like my kind of horror, like more like somewhat psychological rather than just gores and all that stuff. But if you are like a traditional like horror gore fan of like the Saw franchise, even though I've seen all the movies of the Saw franchise, and I wasn't like, that's just, I feel like it can be excessive when it's too much gore that doesn't move the plot forward. But if you are just like a horror fan and you enjoy gore and all that stuff, I would say this movie is for you. So, just going back into it. So the gore was A1 if that is your thing. It's not really my thing, but it didn't really exactly turn me off from the movie. But there is a scene that I wanted to talk about where it's pretty gross. And I should put like viewer discretion advised in this, but honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal to warrant that, and hopefully I don't get any kind of strike on it. I already get copyright strikes for the trailers I put in, even though I edit them, cut them down in bits and pieces. I still get somewhat copy strikes on some of them, which is one of the other reasons I wanted to stop. But back to the point, there is a scene where the monkey, which is Ben, and these two drunk guys come to save the day, but not in the way they expect, because the last voicemail they got was just very like seductive. These are just two guys on vacation, mind you. Just two guys on vacation, drunk, and some attractive women called them, flirting with them on a voicemail. And they pull up, and you can see it in the trailer, and the guy that goes upstairs gets a pretty brutal like ending, and the guy that went downstairs in the trailer, I don't know if they show it, he gets more of like a more tame ending. It's more off screen. But the guy that went upstairs in the bed, it is like so gross. So Ben is a rabid monkey, and he gets this like finishing move now. He just unlocked a finishing move where he sticks his fingers in his mouth and like rips his jaw off with his 3 fingers. Like it's insane. And I was thinking, if I was in that situation, like you can't just like punch the monkey, like he's ripping your jaw off. You can't just like punch the monkey or do something. You're just letting it happen. But that was pretty gross. That was super gross. I'm not like squeamish by any means. I've definitely learned to be I wouldn't say learn to be squeamish, but like it's affected me more than it did when I was younger. As I grow older for some reason, but like it's just pretty graphic. And but if you're a horror fan, you love gore, like that is for you. Like that is written and produced and recorded expressively for you. um, but getting back into what I was talking about earlier with the fight scenes, like it's very realistic with the fighting scenes where the monkey would jump on one person. That it's realistic if a monkey were to attack a family and you have your friends, your ride or dies, like you need people like that to help fight against whatever is gonna like harm all of you, because like I know I mentioned before, just because you're friends and it jumps on you, you're gonna want to jump on them, not be like a one-on-one. You want to keep it 3-on-1 as possible. But it's also like the more people you have, like the better. Like the more people you have to fight the monkey, the better chances you all have of surviving. Like you're not gonna get off scotch free by sitting on the sidelines and hoping one of us beats it, even though one of us might be the strongest. There was a guy in the movie that had a pretty bright idea, but he just went about the wrong way. So the brother tried to push the monkey off the ledge when he should have just pulled it into the pool. Like, say he pulls it into the pool, the monkey would probably be like, "Oh, I'm gonna like scratch your face off." Yeah, but he's also drowning, and it's a lot less casualties. Like you probably still be alive. You might not have part of your face, but the monkey is dead. It drowned. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the monkey killing 7 people, rough estimate, 7 people in very brutal ways, innocent people, especially at that. But he went about it the wrong way. They were all intoxicated, so it explains why. That's why I love the writing so much. The decision making they have, even despite being intoxicated in the movie. And the monkey pulled him over the ledge, and he went just like cracked his head open. But it was valiant. I don't know the word, effort. But yeah, I mean the writing was airtight. I really want to talk about the fight scenes and the gore and all that stuff, typical horror movie stuff. It was very good. So that's why I would say it depends on if you like gore and everything this movie is for you. The ratings are good. The writing is good in my opinion, and I'm somewhat of a stickler for writing. So I would say the writing was pretty good in that regard. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up. If you guys want to go ahead and check out my TikTok, I did post a meme about it. I did post a meme about it on my TikTok. All links are in the channel description. Just click the channel description, and all the links are in there to the YouTube, the Twitch, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I want to thank y'all for watching, and hope you guys have a good day. Thank you.